What's going on, everybody? KingofDragons 5000 here, coming at you with another figure review. Today we'll be having a look at the McFarlane Toys DC Multiverse Red Sun Superman. And so here we have the Red Sun Superman pose and out of the packaging. Before we take a look at the figure, let's actually run through his accessories really fast. Superman does come with two pairs of hands. We do get a pair of flight palm or relaxed grip hands. We get a grip hand for his right hand. Then we get a fist for his left hand. He also comes with the McFarlane flight stand, which does look good. I am glad they included it with Superman. Other than that, we don't get anything else with the Red Sun Superman, so let's actually go on to his details. And so here we have a closer look at the Red Sun Superman, and I think McFarlane has done a pretty decent job with this head sculpt. It's not the best Red Sun Superman head sculpt that we've ever seen. I think he could be a little more square-jawed, although when you have him looking up like that, it's almost perfect. So it's really how you have his head posed depends on how nice the head looks. This could also be a really nice Bruce Wayne head if you really want it to be. Just throwing that out there for anybody who wants to add a little stubble to this figure. It can look like a really nice Bruce Wayne. But anyway, having a look at the head sculpt, I do think it's a really good head sculpt, especially when you get him posed. He does have this commanding presence to him, as he should have from the comics, and it just looks really nice. Really do like the blue eyes. Really like the way his hair is slicked back, as you can see. Really loving the fact that his head is completely new, that they didn't reuse the Action Comics 1000 head, which that would have been a huge missed opportunity. But they did miss a huge opportunity by using the Superman infected body, because they are using the Superman from the Action Comics body, which isn't a bad sculpt. It just has very limited articulation, and parts of it could be better. For the starters, let's actually have a look at his emblem. The Red Sun Superman does have the hammer and sickle, which is the trademark symbol of the Soviet Union, which he is a Russian in the Red Sun comics, which if you guys haven't read it, I really do recommend you check it out. So besides the head sculpt and the chest emblem being completely different, he also does get a new cape, and the cape is a very nice deep red. It looks really nice on the figure, and I really love the way it tapers here, comes to a point in the middle, and then tapers back around. That's a really nice looking cape. Unfortunately, we don't have any detailing on the cape. It's just a smooth piece of plastic. I would have liked to see some texturing on there, but it's still a really decent cape. It is a little bit what's the word I'm looking for? It's a really rigid plastic, so getting him to stand up is kind of a bit of a hassle, because this is weighted, and because it's all going to his back with none of it protruding forward, he has a tendency to lean back, as you guys can see. Once you get him standing up, it's not a problem, but setting him up, it is a little bit tricky, because that cape wants to pull him back. So other than that, it's the exact same body that we saw with the Action Comics 1000 Superman, from the arms, the hands, everything about it is the same. Like I said, the only new parts on him are the head, the cape, and the emblem right here on his chest. Other than that, the main body is the Action Comics 1000 Superman, which isn't a bad body, don't get me wrong. I just feel like the legs are a little bit skinny. They could have done a little bit more to make his legs just a little bit more beefy. And then they could have also done a little bit more right here, because he has this weird proportion diaper thing going on, which was on the original one. You can fix that by having his legs pushed back, but then he's always going to stand like at a puffed chest, and the torso on mine is a little bit loose, so the cape always likes to pull him back. So it does make posing this guy a little bit of a hassle, especially on mine, because his torso is just a tiny bit loose. But yeah, from his really dark, it's almost slate. It's not really blue, it's not gray, it's like a slate color going all the way down. Even his boots are slate. I would like to see a Supreme Commander Red Sun Superman where he had the collar and the black gloves. I think that would be a really nice figure. For that, they would have to retool this. But yeah, the Red Sun Superman here is looking exceptionally well done, and I really do like it. Despite the fact it is on an older body, I still love the way this body looks. We even have some texturing right here on his suit. So there is a little bit of that, and like I said, the cape is just a really rigid plastic. As you can see, it really wants to keep its shape the way it is, which is a little bit unfortunate because this is still a really nice looking figure, and it really does detract when you see his cape makes him so back heavy that you kind of wish that the cape billowed out a little bit in the front, because as you can see I am having trouble getting him to stand. So with that out of the way, guys, let's actually get him posed and compared to other figures you may have in your collection. And so here we have Red Sun Superman posed next to a Marvel Legends Cyclops and a DC Multiverse Superman. Here we have the Red Sun Superman posed next to a WWE Elite Scale figure and a Mezco 1/12 Collective Popeye the Sailor Man. Here we have Superman posed next to a Lightning Collection White Ranger and a Star Wars Black Series Mandalorian. And finally, here we do have the Red Sun Superman posed next to the McFarlane Action Comics 1000 Superman. So with the comparisons out of the way, let's actually move on to his articulation. Now, Red Sun Superman does have a double ball joint here in the head, which he does look up exceptionally well. Surprisingly, he doesn't look that far down. He only looks straight, which is a little bit odd. I would like to see some forward movement on that joint. As you can see, he doesn't get anywhere past looking straight forward. He can tilt his head side to side, which that works really nicely. So we do get rotation, although it does feel like it's a ratcheting joint. You can see it kind of locks into certain places whenever I move it, so I'm pretty sure it's a ball joint that has those little rivets on it, which is a little bit unfortunate, but it is there. He does have a ball joint going into the torso, but it really doesn't provide much other than getting his arm up and out of the way a little bit, because the way it's sculpted, you don't get any forward and back movement out of that, so I don't know why it's not just a traditional pin and hinge, but it does go all the way around, no problem, out to the side pretty well. We do have a bicep swivel, which works pretty good. Single bend at the elbow, unfortunately, but it still works really nicely. We do have a ball hinge at the wrist, so he can have up and down rotation. If we can rotate that, he has a hinge that goes in and out, and then of course rotation on that pin. He does have a ball joint here at the torso, which isn't that great. That's about as far as he goes forward. He leans back a little bit better, and we get some tilt as well as some swivel. Then we have another ball joint down here at the waist, and he can not really crunch that far forward, but he can crunch back a little bit more. Of course, we do have tilting to the side. Legs do kick to the front like that, no problem. Go back only to about there. Out to the side, no problem, really do like that. No thigh swivel, unfortunately, but we do have double hinged knees, which mine are really tight. You can see it does take a little bit of effort to get those knees bent, but once you do, it works like a charm. We do have a ball hinge here at the ankle, so you can rotate that ball joint. Or you can just use a hinge, which does go forward and back really nicely. We can rotate that to have a true rocker ankle, so that is pretty impressive. Or he can just use a forward-facing pin for rocker ankle. It's really up to you. And then finally, we have a stiff toe joint, which doesn't really work all too well. Other than that, there's not much more to say about the Red Sun Superman. He's still a really nice looking figure. So what we're going to do now is get him posed for my final thoughts, and then we'll wrap up this review. And so here we have the McFarlane Red Sun Superman pose for my final thoughts. And overall, I really do like the way this figure came out, even though I would prefer the Supreme General Superman, where he does have the turtleneck and the black gloves and the black boots. This is still a really nice looking figure, although I do feel like he does have some outdated sculpt work. I do think the Action Comics 1000 Superman is a pretty decent sculpt, but they can do much better, especially with the Superman infected body. I think that's a much better body that they should be investing money into. Not saying that this is a bad figure, I'm just saying it was a missed opportunity to give him better articulation, which I think that this figure really does need some better articulation, especially in the arms. You can get him to do just about anything that you want, except with his arms. The fact that he still uses that Superman body. It's kind of hard to use those butterfly joints, and they're practically useless. They're mainly going to be for adjustment posing, and that's really not that spectacular. I do love the head sculpt on this figure. I think that's one of the best things about him. This head sculpt is one of the best Red Sun head sculpts that I've seen. And like I said, you can use it to customize it and be used as a Bruce Wayne head, but that's entirely up to you. If you are looking for the Red Sun Superman, I actually picked mine up from Amazon. Amazon is starting to ship these out to anybody who has a pre-order. I know they have been popping up at Targets and some Walmarts. So if you are looking for a Red Sun Superman, you gotta go looking for him at Target, Walmart, or even pick him up on Amazon, where he's still about $20 at the time I'm making this video. If you're a fan of the Red Sun comic, you're really going to need this figure in your collection. And with that being said, guys, I'm KingofDragons 5000. Don't forget to like this video, leave a comment, subscribe to my channel. Go ahead and check out all my other action figure reviews, as well as all my other DC Multiverse videos. Hopefully you find them informative. As always, if there's a figure you'd like to see me review, let me know down in the comments, and if it's in my collection, I'll definitely have a look at it. And while you're at it, check out my Instagram account for new and exciting action figure photos. And as always, ring that bell to be notified every time I upload a video. Until next time, guys, I'll see you later. Take care, everyone.